Blizzard Entertainment will record voice chats in Overwatch 2 and requires players provide phone number to prevent disruptive behavior. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to a new chapter. As I'm basically experimenting with doing what I like to call mini casts, where I'm able to cover some stories that maybe don't make their way to the podcast, but still they get covered nonetheless, and I'm able to give my opinions on those. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. As you guys heard in the headline, Blizzard Entertainment is looking to add recorded voice chat and requires your phone number in order to play Overwatch 2. Now, this story is coming to us from our lovely individuals over at boundingintocomics.com, specifically Ryan Pierce. So thank you so much for this. Let's go ahead and get into it. Blizzard Entertainment have revealed Overwatch 2 will not only record players' voice chats, but they'll also need their phone number. Okay. As part of the Defense Matrix initiative, Blizzard Entertainment admit ahead of Overwatch 2's October 4th launch. While this is an exciting time, we also recognize that free to play introduces new challenges in how we disincentivize disruptive behavior and gameplay. Oh, Defense Matrix encompasses our infrastructure of systems designed to help protect the integrity of gameplay and promote positive behavior in Overwatch 2. Oh, that already tells you exactly what that is. Promoting positive behavior. You will act the way we want to. We want you to, or Big Brother has something to say about that. This initiative is spearheaded by a group made up of cross functional teams throughout Blizzard, and they have defined a set of goals that's guiding our mission to ensure a great experience for all Overwatch 2 players, except those filthy people who speak wrong speak in our chat servers. How dare they! These core philosophies that will guide the team include define, develop, and nurture programs that will ensure a positive experience for all players. I'm sure it will be. Ensure competitive integrity at every level of play by rapidly identifying and eliminating cheaters and disruptive players. And when they say cheaters, they don't really mean somebody who's going to manipulate the gameplay. They mean somebody who's going to say something that might trigger someone. That's ultimately what they're going for. And to create a safer community, both in and out of the game, by embracing a firm stance against disruptive gameplay and enabling players who are both positive and constructive to be the leading voices in the community. In other words, we pick who is the leading voices of the community. You make fun of them, we'll ban you for them. Yep, that's pretty much what I expect from this. Blizzard Entertainment hoped to do this via SMS Project, claiming it brings meaningful change when it comes to disruptive play. This additional layer of security is an industry proven solution in combating both cheating and disruptive behavior, further protecting your Overwatch 2 experience from bad actors. Yeah, See, here's the problem with this whole concept is Blizzard has never gotten over their butthurtedness over the fact that some of the people that were going to play Overwatch were going to use bad words. They were going to use slangs, slurs, and all that stuff, especially when they're highly competitive individuals. You aren't going to stop that, and this isn't going to stop it either. But let's go ahead and continue on. This would be more than a login verification code being texted to players, however. The security of your account is important, and SMS Protect helps verify ownership of your account in the unforeseen event of an account compromise. Oh, yeah, sure. Account compromise. That's a good justification. Similarly, if a disruptive player has been suspended or banned, SMS Protect makes it more difficult for them to return to the game, or if they said the things that we don't appreciate, like like a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Bam, can't talk anymore. That's literally what this is. This is all. If in case you guys aren't getting my viewpoint, this is not about safety, protection, and all. It's about control. They want to control the game environment, whether it be the game itself or the people who play it. And ultimately, that level of control is sickening. Starting October 4th, all players across all platforms, including consoles, are required to have a phone number attached to their Battle.net account to launch Overwatch 2. You know, I'm reminded, and this is funny because I believe a couple of weeks ago, Wrath of the Lich King Classic launched. And I still remember back in the Wrath days when a particular incident happened that was not favorable to Blizzard and actually annoyed some of the audience. It was one of their first offending moments. And that was the launch of a concept that we have currently as Blizzard players called Real ID. Now, it's not the same that it was back then because it was ultimately flawed back then. But when it launched, basically the way that it worked is like you get your handle now, but when it launched with your real name. And if you had a mod called Gear Score, which was very popular in the Wrath days, it's basically the mod that led to the modern eye level, which got put in from Cataclysm because Blizzard hated Gear Score ultimately. And one of the reasons it hated Gear Score was this. If you could actually like ping the players to be able to see their gear score, and here's the funny thing that gear score ultimately kind of broke the player base in a weird way because they actually were independently scoring items, which is why they don't do that anymore. So that say a stamina trinket might actually be more up in points in gear score than an actual trinket for your class, like a caster trinket. And so you would have players because they were so busy with their regular everyday lives that they would only get the things that were the highest points possible and go into the raids, fail tremendously, and it didn't matter because they were getting raid gear. And ultimately, that pissed off the raid leaders. And this is actually where that problem got discovered. So people would do that, right? When you pinged them, you could also see their email address. And by that, I mean the email address that was attached to the Battle.net account. So at that point, can you imagine what happened after that? The torrent of abuse that some of these delinquent, childish raid leaders who were just pissed that they believed only the gear score and not necessarily the skill level went into like an Ice Crown raid, found out these guys suck, and ultimately their raid didn't happen. So they would basically just pound torrents of abuse onto that person's email address. As you can imagine, that got people complaining, and Blizzard promptly fixed that so that you could only see the character name that was on there and whatever you as the Battle.net user allowed to be seen. So if you wanted people to see your name, you could say that. Otherwise, I have seen Real ID or Battle.net stuff that only allows the handle because that's what they want people to see. I find this funny because that happened and they learned their lesson fairly quick, right? What's the difference here? What's the difference? They want your phone number so that then, if they think you are suspected of malicious behavior, disruptive behavior, let's go with their words, so they can basically take your phone number and ban it from Overwatch 2. So you say one wrong thing at one time in any particular instance, you dead name somebody, you say filthy stinking Democrats or whatever, they have the right to ban you. It is their game. They are allowed to be able to ban you for whatever reason that they can conjure up. Oh, but child, it gets worse. So let's continue on. The same phone number cannot be used on multiple accounts at the same time, and players can't use the same phone number to create multiple accounts. So I have a feeling if people actually do want to play Overwatch 2 at this point, which I would just question, why do you want to play Overwatch 2? Overwatch 2 is just an expansion of Overwatch, and a bad one at that. They haven't really introduced any characters that I'm interested in learning about or playing. They are actually hurting some of the characters that I know a lot of people loved, and they're changing the way that they work in order to freshen up the gameplay. So at that point, what's what's the point of going back to the game? Oh yeah, by the way, you need to add a phone number. Congratulations, Blizzard. You guys are going to explode the burner phone market. It's going to happen because people will just put up fake phones or fake phone numbers so that if they deal with any kind of torrent of abuse or they get banned, they'll just buy another burner phone and they'll be right back in. So there you go. The same phone number cannot be used on. Yes. So a phone number can only be used once when making a new account, hence the burner phones. And certain types of numbers, including prepaid and VO, cannot be used. Okay, well then at that point they're not going to use it at all. My bad. Yeah. So you're not going to be able to do burner phones because this will not allow it. This is actually okay. Similar is also demanded by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and the newly created Call of Duty Modern Warfare accounts. Are you kidding me, Call of Duty fans? You guys should be dropping that like flies. You should be out of there because they demand your phone number. Oh, good lord. These phone numbers are intended for free to play games. Yeah, sure they are. I'd love to be able to see the legal precedent for that. As the original Overwatch is being updated into Overwatch 2, Blizzard Entertainment added, even if you own a previous box version of the original Overwatch, you still need to activate SMS to protect to play Overwatch 2. Yeah, by the way, in case you didn't know that, if you liked Overwatch 1 but don't like Overwatch 2, too bad, it's all being layered over. So if you don't like Overwatch 2, guess what? You can't play Overwatch. I'm sure at some point the private server community will step in and say, "Oh yeah, we'll provide original Overwatch servers," and then Blizzard can be butthurt about that. But until then, you're just gonna have to wait. So you still need to activate SMS. Yeah, you still. Warcraft 3 Reforged had also updated over the original game, much to the disgust of fans due to it being inferior in many key areas, like not even being the same game and being a rushed, horrible mess. Didn't even look like a modern version of that game. It actually looked worse than the 2002 game. If the demand for a phone number felt invasive to some, it was sure to be exacerbated by Blizzard Entertainment's use of machine learning and audio transcripts. Yep, we're having AI abuse and algorithms, people. After explaining how machine learning had been used to detect and prevent disruptive behavior and text chat, they revealed we're expanding our detection capabilities by introducing audio transcriptions in the following weeks after launch. Audio transcriptions allow us to collect a temporary voice chat recording of a reported player and automatically transcribe it through speech-to-text programs. That's never, ever going to be abused, Blizzard. It's never going to happen. This is totally going to work independently. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. You won't possibly ever have somebody get triggered because they lost an Overwatch match because somebody used an overpowered character and they immediately went into the voice chat and tried to catch them saying something stupid. That's never going to get abused, Blizzard. Never. You guys, I swear, Jeff Kaplan's wisdom hasn't left the Overwatch team, even though he's not even there anymore. Wonderful. So, and yeah, through speech to text, so audio transcriptions allow us to collect a temporary voice chat recording of a reported player and automatically transcribe it through speech to text programs. The text file is then analyzed for disruptive behavior by our chat review tools. Big Brother is getting involved, isn't it? Once the audio recording has been transcribed to text, it's quickly deleted. Bullshit. As the file's sole purpose is to identify potentially disruptive behavior. Bullshit. You are keeping it. I'm pretty sure there's a server farm somewhere in the basement. You are keeping it. The text file is then deleted no later than 30 days after the audio transcription. Oh, child. So not only do they require your phone number, because they want to be able to control who plays it and who doesn't, they want to be able to listen to your every single word. And if you so much as say one wrong syllable, they'll kick your ass out and they have no problem reporting you to any of their Silicon Valley friends. Yeah, that's a wonderful prospect right there. Nonetheless, the system is not entirely automatic as players need to report the offending behavior or speech as soon as it's seen in as Blizzard Entertainment do not store voice. No, bullshit, you store it long term. And the reporting system, really? Is that the same reporting system that can be actively abused today? Because it can be actively abused today. So if it's that same reporting system accompanied with algorithms and AIs, yeah, you're fucked. You are fucked. Voice chat recording is also utilized by Riot Games Valorant, and it shouldn't be, though the automation could cause some hypothetical issues. While not confirmed due to automation, Japanese Apex Legends players, have found themselves being banned for saying "nigero" or "run" in their own language. Why do you think it bans them? I wonder why it bans them. Does that sound similar to another word in the United States that is offensive to some people and yet an entire community still uses it? I don't know how they could have possibly been banned. As such, an automated system may be missing key context. Well, yes, because it's only operating on the context you provide for it, Blizzard, such as only recording a person's response to torment, failing to realize all involved with voice chat don't object to the language being used or topic in discussion. Oh, so many ways that this can go wrong, Blizzard. So many ways. So many lawsuits that could come your way for preventing people from playing your game. But hey, in my opinion, just don't play it. Just my opinion. Other aspects of the Defense Matrix driven overhaul of systems design, including improving the first time user experience. They've been promising this for years. Excluding those who played prior to October 4th or bought the Watchpoint pack, new players will have less heroes and game models initially available to prevent them from being overwhelmed. That content is unlocked over approximately 100 matches, though most restrictions are lifted while in a group. So what I'm basically getting from this is, if you have stuff that you earned from the previous Overwatch game and you worked your ass off to have it, nope, everybody's back to a blank slate. Bullshit. I have no problem saying that. Bullshit. You get to start off with whatever costumes for Mercy that you have. You don't get to start off on a blank slate with everybody else in order to make everybody feel equal. Bullshit. There are returning players. They work their ass off. They get to have those. They don't have to wait 100 matches and, as we find out, 50 quick play matches, and then you get to unlock competitive. All that's bullshit. You shouldn't be able, if you're a returning player, you shouldn't have to do any of this crap. Go right into the competitive scene if you want. Player levels will also be removed. Again, okay. And players will need to win 50 quick play matches to unlock competitive matches. These matches are also analyzed to optimize future matchmaking for that player. While this process helps new players join the fun, it's also an effective way to discourage disruptive behavior and cheating. It will do neither of those things, by the way. Let's see. Endorsements will only have a single category per match. And I believe what they're saying with the endorsements is when you get to vote the player of the game, basically, and can only be given to those on the player's own team. So you will no longer have your opposition to do that. Portrait borders and skill tiers are not shown before matches to prevent judgment of teammates and opposing players. Oh, God. Just stop, Blizzard. A ping system will be added for those who don't wish to use voice chat, and general chat is being removed, as it was an area where frequent disruptive behavior occurred with no productive purpose. Oh my god, that is funny. So you're requiring a phone number, but then you're allowing for people to opt out of voice chat. Blizzard, just stop. Just stop right there. The Defense Matrix will be enforced via Blizzard Entertainment's numerous departments who can conduct specialized cheat investigations and reverse engineer cheats to understand how they work, how they hide, and how we can prevent them from impacting our players. Yeah, that's golden right there. And they won't be able to do any of that shit because I'm pretty sure hackers will get ahead of them fairly quickly. These teams also conduct targeted deep dives on player sociology to improve our disruptive behavior investigations. Oh, good lord. Just openly admit this. You have Deerkin people running that department. Because you say one thing wrong, they're gonna determine that you lose. And it's pretty much gonna be you lose 80% of the time. Parent company Activision Blizzard King, along with Activision Blizzard, along with external partners and security vendors, probably all Chinese, and the Fair Play Alliance to combine their expertise studying disruptive behavior and other franchises encourage positive play and create anti-tamper, anti-cheat, and anti-reverse engineering technology, which it will be able to do. Oh, good lord. So, yeah, from here on in, if you want to play Overwatch 2, which is, for lack of a better term, Overwatch 1.5, it is the expansion, the Overwatching. You will have to provide a phone number, which, by the way, I know that the article references that Call of Duty does it and Valorant does it, and that no go. Like, if it was me and they were asking me to do that, this is why I don't play those games. Is because I'd be like, why do you need my phone number? And they give me their answer. I'm like, no, bullshit. I'm out. Because there's no reason for me to give you my phone number. You have my BattleNet account information. You can, and in some cases, you can see that I played the previous Overwatch, and that'd be it. So yeah, bullshit to that. And then on top of that, recording your voice chats, where they say that they're going to get rid of it. Come on, like, I'm pretty sure at some point everybody is going to see through this crap. They are keeping that. They're keeping it in a server farm somewhere because legally it's just in their best interest to do so. And it's never going to change that. So basically, whenever you do something that's offensive to so many people and Big Brother comes a knocking, they have the information right on hand that they can provide. I'm sorry. This is not about improving security, improving the player experience. This is about control, pure and simple. They want to be able to control not only the gameplay environment, which they have worked so hard on. I'd question that heavily, but they want to be able to control the player base. They want to be able to say, you as individuals, sit down, shut up, get in line, take your number, and go play desired character. That's what they want to do. This is so far from the original concept of Overwatch, it's actually sickening, and Blizzard should feel ashamed of themselves, ultimately, for what they're trying to do. Because I don't know why they continue to show such love for the Chinese market when the Chinese government oppresses its citizens so hard, has so many human rights violations under its belt. Why are we even trying to placate these people? I know why, because you want a quick payday, but at the same time, you're basically just showing you aren't even hiding it anymore. You want to emulate the Chinese government just as much as you want the Chinese market. With that being said, let me know what you guys think of this particular change in the comments below. You can go ahead and voice your dissent. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I am not, but I'm just going to go ahead and state this for the record. You are allowed to be able to state your opinion. You are, however, not entitled to a reply. So go ahead and feel free to leave your comment down below, and we'll see what you think. You can also give a like and a subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really actually does help. And just as a future reference, you can join us tomorrow night as myself, Alex, and Andrea rejoin for Drak Chat Live with some .hack GU as well as Breath of the Wild. Until then, have a good day. Take care.